Hello, since posting our original videos on Prism and feedback, a couple of questions have been sent in. I'm covering those on various videos. So let's look at one question here. When someone is working outside of their comfort zone, what does this mean? So on the map, we've got a couple of examples of that. So here on initiating, you can see the natural behavior here. The underlying line is at 50. But the adapted line where this person is at work is way outside. You can see very, very high behavior, close to the outer edge, a strong behavior. So a big gap between those two. And you can see the same thing in delivering, where you have natural preference around about the midpoint, and again, just above 75 for the behavior at work. So that means this person is being pushed either by themselves or by other people to work outside of their natural comfort zone. So that could be uncomfortable. At the extreme, it could be stressful. It could be causing some anxiety. So it's definitely an area that you need to explore. It could be that person needs to work outside of their area of comfort because it's part of the role. In which case, if you build in a development plan, perhaps some coaching, help that person come to terms with moving outside, that might be feasible. The times when that won't be feasible is when the original behavior, the underlying line, is below 35. If it's below 35, moving up higher would be very hard indeed. You're moving from a really low base to a much higher base. But in these cases where the natural behavior is around about the midpoint, the person's being pushed outside, both of these, that's the case, that could be initially quite uncomfortable, but with development, then it could be an opportunity to actually start to move those behaviors. Bear in mind that is possible. There's this big thing called neuroplasticity, this capacity the brain has to adapt and to change all the time. So yes, what it means is uncomfortable initially, perhaps, but with focus, it will be possible to work and achieve those higher levels of behavior.